So hello everyone and welcome to Radiant Love's Love Talk. My name is Angel D. Thomas and I am the founder and CEO of Radiant Love, which was established in 2017. Radiant Love exemplifies the power of boldness, beauty, and self-confidence. I just want to encourage everyone to be the best version of themselves. Y'all be bold, y'all be beautiful, y'all be you. I did turn the comments off so that they do not scroll in the guest's face. Again, I do have my son here with me, so if y'all hear Carter, that is my child. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and in May of 2015, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent a double mastectomy. She is an extremely strong woman, and her story encouraged me to create the 23-day Love Talk Challenge, which consists of 23 days of love talk for the month of October in efforts to raise money for the Knitted Knocker Foundation. Knitted Knockers are a handmade breast prosthesis for women that has undergone a mastectomy or any other breast procedure. And guess what? I need your help. My goal is to raise $600 for the foundation, and I'm asking my supporters to support me in this cause by donating $23 to Love Talk, which will be donated to the Knitted Knockers Foundation. All the information can be found on my page. With you all's help, I know that we can reach this goal. Again, welcome to Radiant Love's Love Talk, and joining us tonight is Ronelle Cummings. Let's add her on now.
Hi.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi. Can you hear me clearly?
What you say?
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you
Perfect.
clearly. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for being a guest. I just
Of
must
course.
say that I watch your videos daily and you are such an inspirational person.
Thank you.
So I had to have you as a guest on Love Talk. You are so welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. So let's jump on in. Everyone, this is Ronelle Cummings. So Ronelle Cummings was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana on October 11th, 1993. She has one beautiful daughter named Madison, who is 6 years old. Ronelle is currently a senior studying mathematics at SUNO. She works in both the mental health industry and the financial service industry. She's an advocate for female empowerment, godly living, and all things healthy. She is a firm believer that maintaining and elevating your physical, mental, emotional, financial, and most importantly, spiritual health are essentials to living a prosperous life. Excuse my child, y'all.
You're fine. No, it's good.
So I just want to say welcome, and thank you for being a guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. So you are studying mathematics at SUNO. And before you actually got to this point, which was 3 years ago when you dropped out, you left college and you were right there at the graduating point. And it's normal. It is very, very normal. And you always wanted to go back, but you thought the hassle would be too much. So you just was like, no. And God spoke to you. He literally spoke to you and said, you have unfinished business there, so you need to go back. Yes. So could you explain your testimony about how delay doesn't mean denial?
Of course. So you really touched it right on the head. That's exactly what happened. I did drop out of school for reasons just to pursue money. That's really all that it was. I was a broke college student. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So me pursuing money was just that was my go-to. So I dropped out to do just that. And I did it I stayed out for a while, and I always did want to go back. I love school. I love learning. I love gathering new information and being able to understand it. I love the idea of learning new things. I'm always up for a challenge. That's just me. I feel that if you're not learning something new every day, you're going off of old information. So I love learning new things. So school has always been a thing for me. So I always wanted to go back, and I didn't at first. I tried a couple times, and the school told me, hey, you owe about $4,000 and all of this. And I was just like, oh God, I don't have $4,000 to pay back. So I left it alone for a while, and then this school year that we're in now, in July, I talked to a couple people, and God told me literally, you have unfinished business there, because I was praying on him like, Lord, I know I really want to go back. And then my best friend Molina, she graduated, and I was so proud of her. I know all of the adversities that she went through to graduate and everything, and she pushed and she persevered through. And I said, Lord, if she can do it, I can do it. So she was really motivation for me. And when I sat down and I prayed on it, God spoke to me. He said, you have unfinished business there. I said, Lord, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what, but I do know that faith begins when my understanding ends. So I didn't understand the next move, but I did know I had faith. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to who I need to talk to. If I get rejected, just help me get up off the floor. Just help me out. So I went back and I talked to a lot of people, talked to a good bit of people that I trusted in the school, people that I looked at as advisors, as educational advisors, you know, people who knew a lot about the school system and who knew about a lot about the educational system. So I asked them, hey, you know, I really want to get back in school. What do I need to do? All of them stated, don't do it. Literally, all of them stated, don't do it. Don't go back. Don't try it. You're a liability at this point because on paper, you have more attempted hours than you do earned. You dropped out without withdrawing. You owe the school money at this point because it looks like you just got the financial aid money and you dipped. So at this point, the school's curriculum has gotten stronger. We're moving forward. Basically, they were like, we left you in the dust. So I was like, went to my stepmom. I call her my second mom. Went to her and I told her my friends encouraged me. And then my stepmom encouraged me and told me, just go for it. Go for it. Well, my mom number 2, I hate calling her a stepmom because she's so much more than that. My mom number 2, she encouraged me and she told me to go for it. Just go for it. Forget what they say. Just go for it. And I did. So I went to the school maybe like a week later, and I saw, I don't know if she's on, but Ms. Micheline Bickham. I knew her from years ago, so I went back to the school, and I saw her, and she actually saw my video about the cake, about eating the cake, and when I walked in the door, she almost was just burst in tears, and I was like, wait, what's wrong? What's going on? She's like, you don't understand your video. Oh my God, it ministered so much to me. It just really spoke to my spirit, and it just made me get up and want to do something with myself. It made me look at my circumstances and appreciate it. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy. You scared me for a second because I was like, what did I do? You know? So then she starts talking to me. She's like, why are you here? You're here. The fact that you're here lets me know that I need to do something for you because you did something for me. So let me know what it is that you need. Before I could say anything, she's like, are you trying to get back in school? I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get back to school. So she's like, okay. So she goes on the computer and she knows my first and last name. So she starts looking, she starts calling, picks up the phone, she starts calling. She calls readmissions because I'm a readmit student. She calls readmissions. They look up everything. They're chit-chatting. Now the lady's on speaker. They're chit-chatting. They're small talking. And then she goes, I'm trying to get the student back in school. So when she tells her my information, the lady looks it up. And when she looks it up, she's like, oh, no, sweetheart. This is not going to happen. She's like, this girl is a straight liability. She really didn't do what she was supposed to do when she was here, so on and so forth. So my friend looks at me like, I'm trying, you know, what do you want me to do? What do you want to do? And I said, well, nobody asked me, but I'm already accepted into the school. So she's like, wait.
What?
Hold on. She's like, wait. So she tells the lady on the phone, she said she's already in the school. So the lady refreshes her page, and sure enough, she said, oh my God, she's a student. I said, you said the right name. Oh my God, I am a student. So she looks again and she's like, oh, you know, my friend's like, what's next? So now she's all excited. She's like, what's next? And I'm sitting in the seat like, just, I don't know what's next either. I'm just clueless as shit. So she asked the lady says, well, you have to go through financial aid. And so she went through financial aid. The lady said, oh, she's not going to get through the financial aid. She said she owes the school money. Legally, she's over Louisiana's limits for the amount of money that we can give her anyway. So we can't give her any money whatsoever. She just has to deal. And so my friend's like, you don't know the God we serve. And then the lady said, oh, I know the God we serve, but you better have some money in your pocket. So I was like, oh, Lord, what did I get myself into? So she calls the financial aid office, to make a long story short. Called financial aid. We couldn't get in touch with the lady who was over it, but we did get her secretary. And I was speaking to her secretary. Her secretary looks up my information, literally says the exact same thing. Oh, red flag, Micheline. We can't give her any more money. She's maxed out. She's over Louisiana's limit for the amount that we could give her. We just can't do it. And I say, well, and they're like trying to figure out ways, and the girl's on the phone. She's like, no, she was like, I'm telling you, it's not possible. You know, I've worked here for a very long time. I'm telling you, it's just not possible. So long story short, as they're sitting there talking, and they did a pause for a second, just because it was like defeat had just entered the room. It was literally like a, so I'm sitting there and I have my phone in my hand, and I was just like, and I said, is the lady's name X, Y, and Z, the lady who's over financial aid? And she says, yes. How do you know that? It was a very difficult name to pronounce. She's like, how do you know that? Because that's not a common name. And I said, well, if you look right here, I'm looking at an email that says, congratulations, you've been approved for your financial aid, directly from the director of financial aid. So the lady's like, oh my God. And she's like, she's about to flip the desk. She's like, Ronelle, I have never seen anything like that. Oh my God. And you know, in that moment, she was just like, she said, I've worked here for so many years. She said, I've never seen a glitch in the system like that. She said, that is literally impossible. She said, not only did you get by with the readmissions, but you did get through with the financial aid. And on top of that, I went for a scholarship because my professor, he told me, he said, I hear your son in the background, but my daughter's in the background too, so it's really not bothering me. It's fine. But my professor, he told me to go for the scholarship so that I wouldn't have to pay the school back any money. He when I went for the scholarship, he told me, he said, you do not qualify, but I believe that since you're back, you're gonna give this an honest shot. And I said, okay. I mean, if you feel that way, you know me. I'm ready. I'm all in. I'm all in. So I fill out the scholarship form. I get my recommendation letters and everything. And as I get my recommendation letters, I put everything in. He takes me to meet a couple people, takes me to meet a couple advisors throughout the campus. And as he takes me to meet a couple people, later on, he tells me, I said, how many people are applying for the scholarship? He's like, over 300. So I was like, how many of y'all picking? Like 300? He's like, no, we're picking like 5 to 15. So I was like, out of 300. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, you wanted me to apply, so I did. So long story short, they emailed me and told me, you have an interview to discuss the status of your scholarship. I go to the interview. I tell you no lie, Angel. I go to the interview. It's 5 professors sitting in front. All 5 of them I know. They all know me. And one of them I didn't know, but I met her that week because he had introduced me to her, and I didn't know. They never told me. And the lady says, we've been watching you this whole week. 3 of them knew me from the past. They say, we remember you from when you were here and you were actually doing diligent work. So we had already had our decision made before you walked in the door. Congratulations, the scholarship is yours. And I literally was sitting there like, so I got over $16,000 in scholarship money. So I don't owe the school. I don't have to pay the school anything. Actually, I get money in my pocket that I do not have to pay back. So delay does not in any way, shape, form, or fashion mean denial. It does not matter what you're faced with. If God says go for it, go for it. If you have a vision for it, go for it. That's just that. That's just that.
I am
That's how my face
speechless. Wow. Not only did they say you cannot do it, this is impossible, but God literally told you, you have unfinished business, and you listened to him. You obeyed him.
Yes,
that is absolutely, I mean, y'all, that is a testimony. Y'all listening. I hope y'all heard that. Delay does not mean denial. At all. I am so proud of you. Keep going. Keep going.
You.
You're so welcome. And earlier we stated that you do work in the mental health industry and the financial service industry.
Correct.
And those are 2 services that I believe need to be talked about more in the Black community.
Agreed.
So in your opinion, how can we as a Black community bring mental health awareness to the forefront of our community?
Simple as put, break the stigma. It's so lame to talk about if you're feeling down or depressed. It's like, oh, she's seeking attention, or he's seeking attention, or he's weak, or oh, she's weak. And it's like, if you're taught, if you're taught that, then naturally you're going to internalize. You're going to keep everything in. You're not going to, and then one day it's just going to be an explosion, and then you become the angry Black woman or the mad Black man who's lost his mind. It's like, just break the stigma. Understand that it's not lame or week to talk about how you feel. If you're not feeling it today, say that. If you need a minute, say that. Get an outlet. If you need to journal, if you need to listen to your music, I know a lot of people like Nipsey Hussle right now. That's great. Whatever you need to listen to literally cope with whatever you have, your circumstances are, do it. Just change the stigma and understand that mental health services are not just for people who are bipolar, who are schizophrenic, who are suffering from depression. Mental health can be the mom who wears multiple hats, who has to be a mom at night, who has to be a wife during the day, who has to go to school, who has to go to work, who has to take on the responsibility of taking care of the disabled parents, who has to take on the brother and sister who haven't quite figured it out and what they're going to do in life. So you're taking care of everybody else. It can be for the guy who's trying to not to fall into peer pressure because he wants to go this way. His friends want to go this way. No matter what, it can be for the young guy who just got married. It can be for the older guy who's figuring life out and who's not married at all, who doesn't have a partner, whose children are driving him up the wall because they're making all of these insane decisions. It can be for the child who grew up in the household that's broken. It really doesn't matter, but it's not just for people who have obvious issues. It can be for the person who literally on a day-to-day basis does not have an outlet, does not have a coping mechanism, does not have somebody to sit and talk to and say, hey, listen, I'm really going through, I'm really having a tough time today. I just feel like I'm at my breaking point. Can you just sit and talk with me? Can you just listen? Even if you don't say anything, I just need to vent. It's for those people too. So just breaking the stigma all around, that is definitely key number one in bringing it to the community.
We have to. And I love, you are really touching on some very, very important topics. And
thank you.
That is just amazing. We have to break the stigma. And what we are doing here on Love Talk is talking about it and making people aware that it's normal, that it's okay to not be okay, to know that mental health, like you said, is not just the obvious signs like bipolar disorder and things like that. So we are headed on the right path by just talking about it. And I'm going to continue to advocate for mental health and continue just to change the narrative and help break the stigma.
That's the idea.
We have to.
Agreed.
And you also are in the financial industry. And I'm reading a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert. I always mess up his last name, Kiyosaki, I guess. And he said that money comes and goes, but if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it and you begin building wealth. And like I said earlier, I am a big advocate for changing the narrative in the Black community so that each generation can get better and better. Because each generation is supposed to get better and better.
Agreed.
So what are some ways that we can gain the knowledge about how money works to gain power over it and begin building wealth?
First things first, do a self-analysis. Identify, because you will not fix a problem if you don't feel that there's a problem. So if you don't feel that living paycheck to paycheck is an issue, that's fine. If you don't feel like dying and people have to do a GoFundMe for your cousin, that if you don't feel like that's an issue, then that's on you. You won't change your perspective on that. You have to self-analyze. Understand that if I'm not where I need to be, then I need to do something differently in order to get to a different destination. The definition of insanity, doing the same things over and over, but expecting different results. If you know that you know what you know, and you know and understand that if I keep going this path, it will never happen for me. So that's first things first, do a self-analysis. If you're not where you need to be, then we need to talk. Second thing, you need to self-teach. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of these, they can be a lot of negative things, but truth be told, it's a whole world in your hands, a wealth of knowledge in your hands. If you're following the right people, if you're looking up the right things, if you're not looking up love and hip hop, instead you're looking up, the rule of 72. If you're not looking up the Shade Room and you're looking up Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you're looking up these things, if you have a taste for it and you actually go and get it, then yes, naturally you're going to self-teach. Understand that what you feed yourself, that's your diet too. What you look at, that's your diet too. And all of those things what you input is what you get out. So if you're teaching yourself about money, then that's what you're going to, naturally you're going to generate it. And it's a common misconception that rich people have it all together or this, that, and the third, all of that jazz. The truth is money follows value. A wise man once told me that money follows value. If you know what to do with it, it will naturally come to you. If you know what to do with your little, God will increase you to much. That is, be a good steward over what you have. That is biblical. If you do what you're supposed to do with your little, he will always push you to more. That's just
Yes.
facts. Like that's proven in no matter what it is that you do. So if you have $1,000, but you budget it properly, even if you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you budget it properly and you reduce some things, yeah, you know you're gonna have to really, really, really sacrifice a lot. But the truth is, if you're good with that, then naturally you're gonna be good with 10,000. But if you blow 1,000, you're just gonna blow 10,000 on a bigger spectrum. So it's not so much that you don't know about, or you're not good with money. It's just that you don't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you don't deserve it. It's just that you don't know what to do with it. So why would it come to you? Why you don't even know how to keep it? A lot of people want to be millionaires. Truth be told, it's a pipe dream for a lot of people because they don't know what to do with 100. What do you do with 100? If you get $1 million right now, what would you do with it? Do you know where to invest? Do you know who to talk to? Do you know how much your fin number is, your financial independence number? Do you know your shortfall, where you are versus where you want to be? Do you know that saving your money in the bank is not the best route to go? Do you know and understand an interest rate? Do you know rate of returns? Do you know things of that nature? And if you don't, who are you talking to teach you that? I mean, my parents didn't teach me these things, and it's not because they're horrible, because I have the greatest support system. My mom number two, my dad, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles. I have a great support system, but I did know that my family's not rich.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, the next generation has to get better and better and better. So I want to teach my daughter that, no, you're going to save money in this type of way, in this aspect, just basically self-teaching, understanding that my parents didn't do it the right way, or if they did, it worked for them, and moving forward, it's not going to work because inflation is rising. Jobs are paying less. The cost of living is going up. Well, jobs are staying steady, staying stagnant. So I need to teach her how to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
If you stand on one leg, naturally, you're probably going to fall at some point. So if she has four, she's going to outweigh the economy. She's going to do what she needs to do to sustain and grow, But if I only teach her that go and get a job is the best route, that's a big issue. So it's about self-teaching. It's about learning from your mistakes, trial and error, knowing that where you are is not your final destination. And girl, I could go on with this for hours, but it's just knowing, self-teaching. Understanding where you are versus where you want to be. That's it.
And let me just say this for the people out there. Do not be embarrassed if you don't know what she's talking about, because I'm going to be 100% honest. A lot of what you just said, I'm like, I don't know about that.
That's fine. But that's step number one, admitting that you don't know. I hate when people in our community, it's like, no, I got it all figured out. It's like, okay, all right. So, when you getting paid again? All right. So what you eating today? Ice soup? You just ice and watering it out today? That's it? Okay. So you don't have it all figured out, sweetheart. Let's start there. Let's get an understanding. You don't got it all figured out. So that's step number one. That's good. Honesty is key. It's not embarrassing. If you can't be embarrassed about what you don't know, and what you don't know, you don't know. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I don't mind. People can slide in my DMs. We can have a financial conversation, honey. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk. I will be one of those people. After
Let's do it.
We're going to have to discuss this. So you are also an advocate for female empowerment and godly living and all things healthy. And in July of this year, I had my first annual Boss Women Extravaganza. And when I tell you, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And what really touched me the most is how open everybody was. These ladies were very open. And a lot of women said, I'm not okay. Yeah. I'm not okay. And I was just so touched by them feeling comfortable enough to be like, I'm not okay in front of all these women that they did not know. And I have chill bumps just thinking about it now. And I'm actually going to host my second annual sometime next year, and it will be in New Orleans. And you have to be there.
Say no more.
And a lot of times we need encouragement. I created Love Talk because I needed encouragement, and I wanted to encourage other people. And I just want to know for you, how important is female empowerment?
It is critical to empower. What would have happened if Michelle Obama never got empowered? What would have happened if Oprah Winfrey never got empowered? What would have happened if your mom never got empowered? If you wouldn't have gotten empowered and said, okay, I need to have my son. What would have happened if your mom would have said, hey, listen, I can't afford a baby, or I don't know her situation, but You get what I'm saying? What would
Mm-hmm.
have happened if somebody didn't empower her, whether it was directly or indirectly? The empowerment of a female is literally pushing them to be their greatest, which in turn gives a positive reward for everybody around you, everybody
Mm-hmm.
around them. So if you push a female to be her greatest, whether that's being the greatest wife, whether that's being the greatest student, whether that's being the greatest mom, whether that's being the greatest sister, I push my friends to say, hey, if you ever need a reminder of who you are, call me. Call me. I have no issues. I will sit on the phone with you for hours. Hey, girl, no, I will stop everything. No, listen, let's do it. What's wrong? Let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Because empowering a female, you got to know the power that a female has, first of all. And if you're not empowering them to realize the power within, the love within that they can bring out, then you're robbing the world of greatness. That's just a fact. You're literally robbing the world of what could be because you chose to not remind this woman of her crown that may be a little tilted right now. She may have a case of mistaken identity where she doesn't realize she's royalty in this season, but she's been a crown from the day that she's been a queen from the day that she was born, even if she misplaced her crown. If we go in Megan, the queen, the new queen, I'm so sorry I can't think of her last name right now.
Is it
But
Marshall?
yes, if we go, you don't even have to see her crown to know that she's a queen. When she walks in a room, she lights up. It's just it's all over. It's just you don't even have to know her title to know she's somebody important. If Oprah Winfrey walked in the door, you don't even have to know who she is to know she's somebody important just based on the way she carries herself. Same thing with a woman. You have the power to be the next one of them. But if somebody's not reminding you, hey, Angel, your crown is a little tilted. You dropped it on the ground thinking it was baggage, but it was just the weight that you needed in order to walk uprightly. If somebody doesn't empower you, then that limits you as to what you can and cannot do. That limits you as to who you can become. That literally will limit you from fulfilling the purpose, the God-given purpose that was yours from the minute that you were created. So female empowerment is literally the backbone of greatness for the world. That's just that. That's on that.
I have chill bumps just listening to you talk. So, what are some ways that we as women could continuously lift each other up on a daily basis?
Pay it forward. Pay it forward. It takes nothing from you to give credit to another woman. Angel, your dreads are beautiful. I love your earrings. It takes nothing for me to. It takes nothing away from me to give you a compliment, to encourage you, to uplift you. Again, like I said, my friends, if they have an issue, I'm like, okay, well, let's dissect it. Let's start from the root. What caused it? What triggered it? Because something always triggered it. That's the mental health side coming out. Something always triggers it. What triggered it? Who said something to you? Or who didn't compliment you the right way? Who gave you a lopsided confidence? I hate when people say you're beautiful for a dark-skinned girl. It's like, come again? What'd you say? I hate it. I hate a lopsided compliment. Don't do me that. So it's like, well, who complimented you wrong? Who didn't give you your due right to make you feel as beautiful as you are? I don't care if you wake up and your hair's all over your head, honey. You don't want to see what I look like with this wig off. It doesn't matter. If my hair is all over my head, I know that I'm beautiful. If I don't have my nails done, you can't tell me I'm not exceptionally gorgeous. I tell my little sisters that all the time. Anytime I see them, you're so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Give me a hug. You're gorgeous. Even if they say, no, I'm not. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
You are the epitome of beauty. You better carry even if you have a case of mistaken identity right now, it does not matter. It literally takes nothing away from Angel or the next woman to compliment the next woman, even if it's her shoes. I love your shoes. Where'd you get them? You'd be shocked at how small a compliment the smallest compliment can make any woman feel it can brighten their whole day. Pay it forward. That's just it.
Pay it forward. We have to yes. Empower each other. The world is tearing us down enough. We have to build each other up and keep each other up. So y'all just pay it forward. Pay it forward. Earlier we talked about how God told you that you needed to go back to school and you listened to him. So how has you putting God first in your life 100%? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. So how has you putting God first in your life allowed you to be the best version of you?
So I'm going to tell you exactly how. Listen, I've learned this a long time ago. When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. I'm going to break that down for you. If I do not know my purpose, that means I'm going to naturally abuse myself. What is abuse? Abnormal use. I'm not going to use myself the way that I'm supposed to. If I'm supposed to be way over here doing love talk, but I don't know my purpose, and I'm way over here cleaning out a dumpster because I'm trying to make a living. No shade to whoever does that. I'm not aligning. I'm abnormally using myself. That's abuse to my purpose. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So it's like,
100%.
how do you know your purpose? You get to know your creator. How do you get to know your creator? There's a manual. Read your Bible. You have a manual on how to do this life thing. It's not rocket science. Read it. Read the New Living Translation. Listen, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten. Listen, read your Bible. It's a manual. It shows you exactly what to do. It's so lame and all of that to be saved. Girl, I am proudly saved. I will proclaim the name of Jesus in front of anybody. Don't, because I have a relationship with him. So how foolish of me would it be for me to have a relationship with him and then still say, okay, Lord, I know you over there, but I'm going to go over here and do this thing. I know it ain't going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm trying it out. No. So putting God first literally allowed me to be the best version of myself because he told me, he created me. Who can tell Angel who she is besides the person or the being that created her? You were on his mind. For I know, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have for you. He knew you before you were made in your mother's womb. Why would I not go to my creator and say, Lord, listen, I'm struggling out here doing this life thing. I'm broke. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm agitated. My love life sucks. I'm trying to figure it out. Me and my daughter are struggling. I'm trying to do this mom thing, but it's stressful. Why would I not go to him and lay it all out? Listen, this is what I have. So I know you made me to be greater. This is what I have. I need you to help me. Help me figure out where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do, because I'm struggling with this thing. And the minute you allow him to be the center, not a part, but the center and the primary being in your life, people just get this thing where they want a piece of God. Girl, give me the whole factory. I don't want everyone to loaf. Give me everything. I want God and all of him because that's going to allow Ronelle to be the greatest version of Ronelle. Ronelle with God can be the Michelle Obama of this generation. Ronelle without God can be the person that's collecting your trash outside of your apartment building. So you just got to know exactly who your creator is. Go to your creator. You're not in here on your skillet trying to talk on live. You know the use of your skillet. Why? Because you use the manual. Somebody down the line told you how to use a skillet in the kitchen, not to get on Instagram Live. Does that make sense? It's like you know what to do when you know what to do when you go to the manual and you go to the creator. It's just that simple, girl. I'm not gonna preach.
Girl, I got
not gonna preach, Angel.
Oh my goodness! Wow. I hope y'all taking all this in like I am. So we all know that health is wealth. Yes. Mental health, physical health, emotional, financial, and spiritual. It is extremely, extremely important that we maintain each to live a prosperous life. So when it comes to maintaining each, why is it so important that we maintain them in our lives?
It's a balance. So all around, if one is off, then life seems a little iffy. So if I know God and I have it all figured out, and my daughter's tiptoeing, she doesn't want to make too much noise.
And if my son making all the noise,
it's fine. If I am physically, I'm great. I'm in shape. I have stamina, whatever. Mentally, I'm okay. You know, I'm doing fine. I'm not losing my mind. Spiritually, I know God. I pray. I go to church. You know, I have a relationship. Emotionally, I'm okay. I'm stable. I'm not around here crying every 2 seconds. But financially, I'm broke. Or if I put all of those together, financially, I have it all together. But emotionally, I'm distressed. Then that does not allow me to take full advantage of everything else. Or if I have it all together, but I don't have God because my spiritual life sucks, then what good is all of that? To gain the whole wide world and lose your soul? What good is it? To a man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. So understanding that all of this, it doesn't matter if one of these things are out of whack. If it all of those things have to be in line in order for you to be the greatest version of yourself, no matter what. Emotionally, you have to be up to par, to be the greatest wife, to be the greatest mother, to be the greatest daughter, to be the greatest teacher, influencer, all of these people that listen to you week to week, day to day. You have to be the greatest version of yourself. So in order to do that, you have to make sure all of the aspects are in line with each other. So making sure that you're not lacking or malnourishing one aspect to feed another is very key. So just understand your life, what you have going on, evaluate, take self-accountability, and fix whatever you need to fix. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. So all of them have to work in line to be the greatest version of yourself.
So, what are some ways that someone could begin maintaining their mental, physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual health?
Mental, find an outlet. Find an outlet, whether it's journaling, whether it's singing, whether it's running, whether it's jogging, whether it's writing songs, whether it's screaming in the pillow, whether it's getting on Love Talk every day, whether it's, find your outlet. That's just it. Mentally, you need an outlet because you take so much in. And if you get all of that in, you're going to get bogged down where you can't even function or think clearly. So just find an outlet. Financially, again, just self-teach. Look at where you are, evaluate it. There are keys to doing everything that you want to do. Like every aspect that you want to learn, no matter what area it is that you want to go in and fix your financial issues, you can do that. Emotionally, find out what's causing your emotional disruption. Odds are it's something, and we can all pinpoint if something is not right, whether it's a relationship that's going south and you holding on to it for dear life, whether it's a friendship and it's just keeping you under, whether it's a job that's toxic to your health and you're just not happy, no matter what it is, take inventory of what you have going on, and then take out what takes away your peace because it costs too much. And then spiritually, go to God. Go to God. If you don't have a good church home, come to mine, 1117 Terry Parkway, in Terrytown, Louisiana. Baby, listen, we have a great old time. But no, seriously, find God. Read your Bible. The Bible app is free on an iPhone. Read your Bible. They have plans. Okay, I don't know too much about this God thing, but I know I want to live right. I know I want to do something. Read it. Read a self-help book. Do what you need to do to get your spiritual self in order. And just go from there. Physically, get in shape. It doesn't take anything to do a 20-minute workout when you wake up in the morning. Wake up 20 minutes earlier. Get a workout in front of your TV. Turn on YouTube. It's free. Do something. Put it on your phone and prop it up on your on your bedroom stand and get a little workout in. Just fix it. Fix it. Fix it.
And those are some steps, y'all, to how to maintain each to live a healthy, prosperous life. Y'all make sure y'all take notes. Go back. I'm saving this. Y'all can go back and y'all can start living a healthy and prosperous life. So you stated on Instagram, the most powerful words that exist on this planet are I am. And anything that proceeds after those words predict your life. And I literally say I am all day. I am bold. I am beautiful. I am angel. I am grown. I just say it all day. And I actually printed out a printout. I hope y'all can see it. That says I am. I printed out like 20 of them. And while I'm at work, I just jot down. I am. Sometimes I forget to do it. I'm not perfect, y'all. But I try to incorporate that in my life as much as I can, because whatever I think, whatever I say, I literally am. So I encourage everybody to do those daily affirmations. So for you, how important is the phrase I am?
It's absolutely positively detrimental if used in the wrong way, and it's critical to the health of a person. So whatever you say, I am, the words that proceeds that are defining who you are. So if you say, man, I am broke, then you will never have wealth. If you say, I am frustrated, then you will never have peace. If you say, now pause, because it kind of contradicts what I said earlier. You can say that and say, right now I'm feeling a little this. But I am is a character being. It's a character trait. It's I am great. I am prosperous. Speak things that are not as though they were. In that moment, I am phenomenal. When people ask me how I'm doing, I typically say I'm phenomenal. Fantastic. How are you? Always. If I say, I'm really not feeling today. No, I am. Even if I have $1 in my bank account, God, I am so wealthy. Jesus Christ, what am I going to do with all this money, girl? I am happy. I am joyous. I am powerful. When you can't convince anybody else to believe it if you don't believe it yourself. So once you start saying it, that is the first step to believing it. Seek what you say, what you seek until you do it. Seek what you want until you get what you seek. I can't remember the saying. Speak what you seek until you see what you say. That's it. Speak what you seek until you see what you say. So you speak it, what you seek, and then until you see it in the mirror, exactly what you were saying. So if you don't see right now a great bold, powerful woman. Say it every day. And one day you'll look up and say, wow, I really said this so long that I am that. Yes, that's what you are. So I am is very powerful in any way, every day.
It is. And y'all say those positive affirmations daily, even if it's just, I am beautiful. Say that all day. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. If you don't believe it, keep saying it. And like she said, you will believe it. You definitely will. And self-love is the best love. And you have to love you before you can love anybody else.
Agreed.
So how important is self-love to you? And how do you motivate yourself when you're not at your best?
Self-love is very essential to me being Ronelle. I wouldn't be who I am if you can't give, just like you said, you can't give off something that you don't have. So you can't pour from an empty pot. So if you don't have self-love, if you don't know that you're the best thing since sliced bread, if you don't know that it doesn't matter who has to, and that's on that, it doesn't matter who has to say anything about it. You're just that. You're everything that God created. You are this great person, then naturally you can't give that off to people. So it's going to damage relationships. It's going to damage your social life. It's just going to damage you in ways that you don't want. So self-love is very important. And also how I do it, I affirm things. And I remind myself of how far I've come. I look at my surroundings and I say, I'm so much better than I was even yesterday. If you learn from your mistakes from yesterday, you're greater. You know, this time last year, God, girl, I was literally just on a wing and a prayer, honey, on a wing and a prayer. So I remember, and I boost myself up from where I was and what I've accomplished. I've accomplished a lot to be a 25-year-old, to say I'm a single mom, you know, and I'm not married. I've accomplished a lot, and I'm very proud of that. So in moments where I'm not feeling my best, I have to literally remind myself, God, I am who you say I am, not what I see right now. I am what you claim I am. I am who you created me to be, not what I feel in this moment. I know that right now is temporary, so help me sit and understand that this is temporary and this is not my final destination. Help me to look at the things that you brought me through, the storms that I've learned how to rain dance in instead of laying down in the mud. You know, help me to get it together in this moment. Girl, I pray like I say my name every day. I pray. Like if I'm talking to myself, it's probably because I'm praying. I pray. I just remind myself of where I've come from. More than anything, that's just it. Remind yourself of you're not dead, you're not gone. Every day that you wake up, every time you hear your heart beating, that's another day to fulfill your purpose. That's another moment to get closer to your journey. So just understand how valuable you are every single day.
And for anybody watching, I just want to let y'all know that it's okay not to, or to be at a point where you don't love yourself and you're trying to get to a point to love yourself. In no way, shape, or form are we perfect, but we are growing every day. And if you are at that point, I just want to encourage you to talk to someone, find an outlet, but do not stay in that moment to where you don't love yourself, because you would literally drive yourself into depression. So if you are at that point, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to say that you need help. I am not okay. I need help. Just say those words. You can DM me. I
was just about to say that.
I need help. That's all. And I'm going to call you personally. I just want y'all to know that it is okay not to be okay. Come on, Carter. We almost done. So my philosophy is be bold, be beautiful, be you. I literally say this all day. I encourage it. I write it everywhere. And it's just something that I live on and stand by. So what is a philosophy that you live on and stand by?
I would have to say, reach for the stars, because even if you fail, you'll land on the moon. So you'll be much higher than you even thought that you could be. You'll shock yourself when you raise your limitation. So reach for something that you know is out of your grasp, that you know you're not qualified to hit, that you know you don't even have the capability. Reach for it anyway, because in aiming for that, if you miss it, you're still way higher than you would have been if you would have aimed for your norm. Reach for the stars. If you miss it, you're still going to land in an exceptional place that's going to be fun and getting to know you. So, yeah.
Reach for the star. I absolutely love it. I love it, love it, love it. So we all know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So what are some encouraging words that you can say to someone that may be going through a difficult time or has gone through a difficult time?
First and foremost, if you're going through, reach out to me. I'm telling you, I can hold a great phone conversation and I will make you feel as though you can conquer the world today, not tomorrow, today, and then it'll go into tomorrow. But more than anything, if what I said on here didn't help you, listen, you are beautiful. You are phenomenal. Just like you said, be bold, be beautiful, and be you. You are, no one else can be you. Be original. Even in your weakest seasons, you're still the greatest person to somebody else. You're still someone's universe. Even if you don't feel that way in that moment, you still have people that everybody's assigned to you. Well, somebody's assigned to everybody, shall I say. So if you don't feel it right then and there, think of the people that are coming behind you. You literally have power to change everything around you and everything about you. You just have to believe it. In all honesty, you have to believe it and work for it. Move, get up and work for it. Even if it's just putting one pants leg on a day, just start somewhere. Today, tomorrow, just do a little eyebrow, do a little lip gloss, do whatever you need to do, piece by piece, as long as you don't stay still. Nobody's asking you to be okay tomorrow. That's fine. If you're having a rough time, listen, it is okay not to be okay. But it's not okay to stay in your not okay season and slumber in it. Piece by piece, get yourself up. If it's you wake up a minute earlier tomorrow, if it's you get up, you don't hit the snooze button 6 times tomorrow, you hit it 3. If it's tonight, you're not up all night. You set a timer and okay, now it's time to shut everything off so my body can unwind. I can go to sleep and I'm not up thinking about all of these millions of things. Just piece by piece. Small victories. Celebrate your small victories. Just go. Small victories. Piece by piece. And before you know it, you'll have this big elephant in your room and it'll be great. Boom. Opposite. How to eat an elephant one bite at a time. So before you know it, you'll be then tackle this big elephant that has been haunting you all of this time. So piece by piece. Small. Don't let anybody rush your process. How you do it and move is how you do it and move. Don't look at Instagram shows. Everybody doing well and they'll have you thinking that everybody has it together but you. Nobody's showing their repossessions. Nobody's showing their collections and their credit card debt. Nobody's showing their child acting a fool and punching them in their mouth when nobody's looking. Nobody's showing CPS being called on them. Nobody's showing the job that they lost last week. Nobody's showing their bank account in the negative. Nobody's showing that. So don't compare yourself. Your victory is your victory. Small, piece by piece. Move on up. Move on up. Just keep going. That's it.
Yes. Oh my goodness, girl. I just love this love talk. You hit everything on the head. I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed this. Again, I just want to encourage everyone to be the best version of themselves. Thank you so much, Ronelle, for just being on Love Talk. Y'all do not let these outlets slip away. She said reach out to her if you need anything. I said reach out to me if you need anything. And I just want to encourage everyone, men as well, to send somebody to pay it forward. Tell somebody just a simple, you look good today. You are beautiful. You are doing a good job. I see you. I see you. A lot of times people feel like no one sees them. But if you just tell somebody, I see you, that can change somebody's life. So I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Carter is not letting me make it. Again, I just want to encourage y'all to be the best version of yourselves. Again, I am... It's okay. I'm a mommy, y'all. Stick with me. Stick with me. Again, I'm asking that y'all support me in this cause. We're raising at least $600 for Knitted Knockers. All the information will be posted on my page. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be bold, be beautiful, be you. Thank you, Ronelle.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Good night.